you have to understand that when these kind of catastrophes happen, Hurricane Katrina, shutting down the SNAPS program, it does affect everybody. And it don't matter who or what you think you might be, it's always affecting either old or poor or those people who tend to vote on the Democratic side. You got to pick and choose your war. Are you going to pick and choose the people who fight for you? Are you going to continue to pick the people who fight for those people who actually don't really need food stamps, who don't need those type of programs that they're trying to cut out and to roll back or cut the thing.
Please, good evening. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Reality Check. The conversation here, I guess I'll say, kind of starting off really bad, but I'm still so disgusted with what's going on here in in our country, and especially in Louisiana. I'm getting calls from constituents being concerned about Saturday, day after tomorrow, that they're not going to have any food. And we're talking about holidays. I know we talked about this last week. And we are talking about it again and what we're saying to our constituency is to call your governor, call his office. And we're giving them the number to call the governor's office and ask him to not participate in this cut for the SNAP program. We have money, and our governor know it. They have money in each state. It's called rainy day fund, and of course there's another name for them now. But there are funds that is saved for each state for emergencies like this. And if this is not qualified for the rainy day fund, what is? Because it's really going to be raining.
It's pouring down.
And yes, it is. And let me stop and introduce, introduce, just present to people. Andrew.
I'm Andrew Rhodes, and most of you know, if you've been watching us, that's who I am. But me and Miss Vi, we get together and we discuss things before. We discuss things through the week. We try to stay well informed of what's going on, not only in our city, but nationally, because it does have an effect, and you all know that now, that it has the things that happen. It's not even a trickle down effect. It is the massive boulder going into your houses right now. So the question has always been, when these things happen, what can we do? And sometimes there's no short term thing to it, but we do, right. But as Miss Viola and myself have always said, we do have the power of the vote. And we understand that some people don't understand that a lot of stuff that they've voted for has an effect on them. Better to keep hashing that of those who say, oh, I'm going to vote for this person, knowing that their well intent is to harm whatever you stand for. You still, there are those people who continue to vote for those people. And I'll say there's a lot of them. Those people who vote, do those votes, don't look like us. So you have to understand that when these kind of catastrophes happen, Hurricane Katrina, shutting down the SNAPS program, it does affect everybody. And it don't matter who or what you think you might be, it's always affecting either old or poor or those people who tend to vote on the Democratic side. I say, you got to pick and choose your war. Are you going to pick and choose the people who fight for you? Are you going to continue to pick the people who fight for those people who actually don't really need food stamps, who don't need those type of programs that they're trying to cut out, and to roll back or cut the things that we have fought for in years way before us. Because this is where we're going. Uh, when we're dealing with the Republican Party. And that's what they want to blame it on the Democrats. Democrats want people to eat. I can tell you that. I guarantee you, there's not one of them that voted to shut down the SNAP.
And it shouldn't be. I mean, it's a shame before God for anybody to want people to go hungry. You know, unless there's a real reason why they're doing this. I'm looking for that other reason why they're doing this, because it's not because the money's not there. The money is there, and he don't want to feed people anymore. What's the problem here? Are we funding uh, too many other things? We sending so much money to Argentina and all these other states, all these other countries. I mean, so what's going on here? Are we selling out? We got to be careful. We might be under some other authority in a little while. With President Trump in office, I don't underestimate him. He can do anything, and he will try to do anything. He's doing it now. He's doing king-like things now. Like we're saying, no king in this country, no king on this land. But he's doing all those king-like things. So we're gonna give people the number to call your governor, call your state legislatures, and for those outside of Louisiana, in the same state, call your governor and ask your governor to vote to stop the cut in the SNAP program. We need to stop that. We need to give them and the number here for Louisiana, the governor's office is 225-342-0991. Or we do 844-860-1413. And that's our governor, Johnson. He's the governor. All ask for Governor Johnson. He's the governor. He's the House Speaker. We need him to step up, stand up, do the right thing. That's all we ask you to do. The right thing. Do the right thing. And Andrew, well, we just that the constituents are calling. They're very upset. The ones, and these are not welfare recipients. These are food stamps recipients. These are not. I mean, there's very few of these people are welfare recipients. These are people who are not making enough money. Working people. They're not making enough money to make ends meet. So they're being subsidized with food stamps. So come on, we gotta stand. We gotta do better than this. It's hurting everybody. And we are talking about the elderly. Yes. Those who are now retired and they're not able to come up with whatever they get, 184, 225, or whatever those numbers may be. But I'm going to go back to what our power is, and our power is to vote.
And I don't mean it's not just us guys. It's not just, African Americans. It's white people. It's Puerto Rican people.
All
It's
color
it's
of
it's
people.
the people who Trump is trying to send, out of the country who are legally here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they always talk about the criminals, but they're not arresting the criminals. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if they want to arrest the criminals, they probably need to start at the White House. Because that's the end with him. He's a true criminal. So we are we are just saying that you know this is the route we
Mm-hmm.
have to take, and we haven't been doing it because and I'll put it out there. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
racism is the reason because they don't want to be like us,
Mm-hmm.
but in all essential reasons they are us. When you look at the social economic thing of regarding of what happens, this shutdown, it's not just going to hurt, African Americans. It's going to hurt, Caucasians. It's going to hurt
Okay. All.
everybody.
It's going to hurt here in Louisiana more than 850,000
Over
families.
850,000. Can you
And,
believe
and,
that?
and, and national number is going to be 10%
That's right.
of the population. I mean, that 10% belongs to all of us. There's one or two belong to you. There's one belongs to me. The others, they belong to us. We all are in this together. We need to stand up and fight and say,
And
taking away our food.
right. And the thing that gets me the most is the blame game. And the blame game doesn't really mean anything because those people who are heads of those states, they have rainy day funds. The federal government got rainy day funds for this.
Each state.
Yeah, and each state got a rainy day fund, but instead of them saying, okay, well, and I made the suggestion, and I'll say it again. Let's shut down their money. Let's shut down their way of living. Let them, but you know who got to vote for that? They got to vote for that. Congress has to vote on whether or not, when it's shut down, that they wouldn't get paid. But I think those laws need to be changed because if you're not a working government, it's like me going work for AutoZone and I'm sitting right here and I expect to get paid because they're sitting on their behinds debating who's at blame, who's to blame. Well, shut them down. Let them make that decision would come a lot quicker. I believe you mean because that affects us, not them. You know, and of course you got to get that passed through Congress, and they're not going to vote against themselves like we do, like y'all do. Now I ain't gonna say we, like y'all do. Vote against your interests. You got to stop. You got to stop voting against what your interest is. Because some of y'all in the same boat as we are in, and you got to say it ain't about me. It's about us, and we're the us, all of us who vote for somebody. That's us.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's all of us. We're all in this together.
we're in it
And we got to
together.
save ourselves. Yeah. We
Mhm.
just got to do that. We got to save ourselves. And we just got to save ourselves. When we save ourselves, we can help others. We got to save ourselves
And we
to
have
help others, you know. And yeah.
don't want to cut you off, right? But we have to understand also what's the purpose of what's going on. And that's because they keep saying, well, we can talk about Obamacare or we could extend it another year. Why does that even have to be a conversation? You know, because what Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, because of course that's what Republicans named it, Obamacare. And that was just simply to put that out there. So, it's a black guy doing it. and we don't want no part of it, even though it may help us. Let's just be, or we'll talk about it next year. Or talk about it now. Give give in and say, hey, Republicans, give into and say, let's open the government. Let's talk with the Democrats. Let's see if there's other issues that we can do, or talk about cutting the budget. Yeah, we need trillions and trillions of dollars, but a lot of that money is going to rich people. It ain't coming down to us.
And there's also in the grapevine that, and maybe rather than the grapevine, but is that the governor is deciding, by not shutting the whole food stamp program down on the 1st of November, but kind of like reduce the road. By saying who should get them and who should not. But what we do know is that we have people who qualify for them according to eligibility.
Right.
So we have not changed the eligibility line. So how do you decide who gets them and who don't? Who need them and who don't? So you're saying that we have lots of people on the road who are getting food stamps and don't need are using the other SNAP benefits and don't need them. Is that what we're saying? And I don't know of anybody. I don't know. And I am the executive director of the Welfare Rights Organization in Louisiana. And I have never really met anyone in that situation, And as I always say, we have people who, in everything, you cannot blanket things because there's a percentage of people in every category that do things. There's always somebody who's going to take advantage of the system and try to abuse it, or the system take advantage of them and abuse them. So it works both ways, and it's how you look at it and who's doing the service and what is this for.
And we know that because we've been part of what's going on in the cities, the states, this city especially. The people who always get investigated first are those
the one who need it most.
Yeah, the ones. Yeah. Well, let's investigate those. So I also want to say, and this is where they find ways to eliminate people. But I just want to say there's a way to fix this, and I know rainy day funds don't last forever, just like rainy days don't last forever. It's a temporary fix, but they're not even willing to do that, because they can't come together.
Yeah, and that's what it's for. And it's raining outside.
Yeah.
It's
pouring.
It is raining outside.
And come November 1st, yes, it will be pouring. It is going to be pouring. And we don't have umbrellas. We don't have.
We cannot watch how people die from this situation or go to jail because of
they're gonna find crime. Well, they're gonna find a way. People gonna find a way, and even if they gotta go to stores and shoplift and break in and do it, people gonna do what they need to do to survive.
Gonna call the police. You're vandalizing my place. Doing these things in my store. You're taking my items,
Right.
And so I'm gonna call the police because there's a law against that.
Just like what happened for the Hurricane Katrina.
Don't make us commit crime.
Yeah.
That we can't afford because you go to jail and you steal away from your home. How you gonna feed your children then? I mean, you got all kinds of situations here. So we need to stand up. Absolutely use our vote.
5 days, those people went without food. Their children went without food. And then they broke into a Walmart and they became looters. No, they went and got some food to feed their family. Walmart has insurance on all of that. This is what I saw here.
Records, you know?
Yeah, but they looting. Well, they might have had a looter or two, arrest them out, But if I'm stealing eggs and rice and stuff that I can get to stealing, and I'm saying stealing, I'm in survival mode.
Yeah.
I wasn't here while you were here. You got to you got to see that.
Yeah.
And if people are in survival mode,
you're liberating.
Yeah, you're doing what you got to do to take care of your family.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen this month.
Right.
People are going to say, hey, my children are hungry. I ain't got no money, no food.
And then you talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's coming up. We feed families on Thanksgiving. Families come together in peace,
And I just want to say, how rude can you be, Republicans? Because that is what's going to happen. What happens if it goes into month 2 and 3 and 4?
Say, how low can you go? Governor Landry.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my God.
He don't want
no mercy on families.
Right. Here locally, he don't want to even help the city get bailed out because he feel that they're going to mess over them. That's why they're going to have a special counsel to oversee the money and all of that. Maybe he should have had a special counsel before now.
Yeah, they should have had a special counsel to serve as a stopgap for Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's what they should have had a special counsel. Well, because this man is going like he's changing the Constitution and nobody's stopping him. It's like, who can stop him? I mean,
well, fine,
we got to vote. We got to change the system. We have to vote because we can't stop him. We
also got to remember who the booty kissers are.
Yeah.
Because the booty kissers put him in power.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that. Those Republicans who saying, "Oh, I'm gonna vote for Trump for this reason, this reason." He could get by with all of the things he got by with because in his first presidency, what he did, he put not a whole bunch because there's only about 9 of them, but he stacked the court with the Supreme Court. Now they are the ones who make the laws of this land, and they let him get by. They let him go without going to jail. They allow that. Yes. They gave him that power as the president to say, "Hey, you ain't got to go to jail, partner. I don't care if you got 187."
They can impeach you as much as they want to.
But you ain't
going to jail.
You're not going to jail.
Going to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue in New York City. You're not going to jail.
Because he's immune from that.
Yes.
But that's called racism. And I'm sorry for all of those people who sit on the Supreme Court, but, including Clarence Thomas. So that's the way it is. This is about power. This is
always been about power.
It's about power and keeping the power keeping the power. That's what this is all about. This is why they're trying to erase everything.
It has always been about. From the very beginning of this country, this world, it was always about power.
Yes,
because I always say according to the word, in the beginning of time, God created heaven and earth.
That's right.
He didn't ask anybody to help him. He didn't ask you, what color should I put this? Or should I put a tree over here or a mountain over there? He did it all by himself because he had the power to do it all. He didn't need you then, don't need you now. Because what you have is false power. But We have the power to change things.
Mm-hmm.
And that power that we have is what they don't talk as much about as they should, and that is convincing every household that they should always vote.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for or against. And I always say is that we have to exercise our vote because that is our strength and our power. It's our vote. And they are trying to take that away from us yet again.
Because they're talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Right.
We've
There was
discussed it.
no law, it was acts that was created. But we brought it this far. And it was a whole lot of struggle. It took a lot to get us where we are now. And to get us some sense of freedom. We have the right to vote. We're not free, but we have a sense of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to go back because once you get the taste of a sense of freedom, it is something so sweet and so great you don't want to go back. And that's something we don't want to do. And they don't want us to get the taste of freedom because we will not allow for them to send us back. So I feel all the time in my job and other people's job is to help you get that taste of freedom. Understand our history, our struggle, what we had to do to get us this far. They didn't give us nothing. Everything we have, black people, brown people, is what we fought for. What we fought for. And to stop fighting for those things that we need and depend on God, yes, we have always depend on God. He said, you never leave my side, always depend on me. And you always depend on God, but you also got to fight and fight and fight and never give up the fight. And when you can't fight anymore, you have done all that you can do, and make sure and know and have no mistake about it, that you have done all that you can do, and you can no longer hold on, you give it to God. That's when you give it to God. Only then when you give it to God. Because as it said, must Jesus bear this cross alone? No. Always need us to help him. And we should never think that, oh, we're just gonna pray, we're gonna pray. No, you got to show him why you're praying. You got to work, fight, and then pray.
That's right.
You have to work, fight, and pray. You got to show him that you want it, and you want to help him give it to you. You want to turn it over to him, and he's gonna work it out.
And I agree with all of that, Bobby. I don't go to church every Sunday. Not saying that makes me a bad person, but you just got to know where God is and what He can do. Because I know I've been rescued, by the Lord Jesus Christ on many occasions.
God, where you are right now, are you in so and so? I can call. No. Call on Him wherever you are, and He'll answer you if He knows that you have done all that you can do. If you call on Him, sometimes you say, God didn't even answer my prayer. I've been praying for I've been praying. Nothing has happened, not answer my prayer. It's because you haven't done all that you can do with the situation. You're not ready to give it to God and turn it loose, let it go.
And there's a reason why He made us the most intelligent creatures on this earth. And that's for us to be able to work together and protect each other and every living object, in the world.
That's right. He gave it all in our hands. And we're supposed to protect it. It's in our hands. And always depend on Him. You know you got it. Okay, you become independent. But on Him, you must depend. And I think we're out of time. I see the producer back there saying, come on. So we're gonna close out. And again, to say to you, vote. Teach your family to vote. Get the sign that says, in my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And we're going to vote. Because everyone in your household that's living under your roof should be registered to vote if they're old enough, and they should vote. You should not allow them to live under your roof if they're not registered to vote, because they can't help me or themselves. Matter of fact, they can even hurt me if they don't become a registered voter.
Or you.
You know, or you. So everyone should be registered voter. Ain't no this and this and buts about that. We fought too hard to get that right. And we must hold on to it and make it become law. We don't have to be revisiting it every so often to see how have we voted and we voted in their interests are too much in our own best interest. Then they're gonna snatch the voters right away from us. That's something that we should not allow to happen. We got to use the power that God has given us. He can come down, we can pray, pray, pray to. He can come down and take care of all of this. But then what? The whole world be lost. You would know what to do. He said, you make one step and I make two. And believe it. Believe him. I'm a living witness, and you can be a living witness too. All can witness the good work of God when we put in our time. We got to do what we got to do. Oh, I'm going to pray for you. Oh, I'm going to pray for you. Oh, let's pray for him. Oh, let's go give him a basket of fruit. No, no, no. Let's go take them to the poll so they can register to vote. And if they're not registered, let's bring them where they can become registered. And make sure that we have voters registration education classes. So if you don't know why you should vote, call this number. Area code 504-338-9205. And I hope you have received some information today and call us so that we can work together. Help ourselves, our children, grandchildren, and our yet unborn, for some of us, great grandchildren. We got to do it for them. If you're not going to do it for yourself, you owe it to them. One of your reasons for being here, we have to save our children. We have to save our children. Teach them what they need to know to walk right and not step in the traps. Well, there's traps set all over God's land to trap you. You got to know where they are and what they do. And we have to teach those things to you. The older one of us who've gone through this, owe it to our children to help them to understand. And you might want to say something.
Yeah, I'm just, I think we're at the end of the program, and we're gonna hope that you listen to our program, and maybe there's something there that you can take out and do something with. And this is why we do this from week to week.
Call us if it's something that you understand. If we don't understand, we'll find somebody who do. Put it to you like that, because we don't understand it all. So there's the things that we don't understand, and you need some explanation, some kind of explanation. We were trying to find that information for you. And until we meet again,
we wish God bless you, and we hope that everything, even your holidays, work out.
And that our governor perhaps would have done something because of our standing. Save these food stamps for our baby and handicap. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, our working poor. Yes. And all those who receive food stamps. Okay. See you next week.